In this video, I'm going to show you how I professionally mount up all of my commissions. All of my materials will be listed below. I start by making sure the background is completely clean and I don't do my signature until it is mounted up. It is important to use materials that are acid free to stop them damaging your artwork. So I use these pre-cut mount boards from Jackson's Art, some acid free linen mounting tape. You will need a glass of water. You will need some paintbrushes, you will need some scissors, and you'll need a pencil, and you will need a piece of mount board for the back. You can buy mount board like this in A1 sizes from Jackson's Art, and you can make the mounts yourself, but I prefer to get the pre-cut mounts, and then I use this mount board for the backing. What you'll need to do first is cut out the mount board that is going to be on the back to fit the size of the mount board that is showing on the front. I buy the soft white colour, which goes really well with the white pastel matte paper. It is important to consider which colour mount board you buy for your paper, because sometimes when you put two whites side by side, they can actually make one or the other look too yellow. So this is the reverse of the mount board, and it looks yellow because it is sat against the white pastel matte paper. And I'm simply using this as a guide to measure out the correct size for my backing board. Then I cut using a guillotine. I use the Dala 554 guillotine. It's probably not actually supposed to cut that thick piece of card, but that's on my head if it breaks. Next, I will take my pre-cut mount out of its wrapping, but I will use the wrapping to make sure that the mount board doesn't get dirty, because of course this is what your customer will first see. They will see the drawing and they will see the front of the mount board, and you don't want it to look dirty on the front. So just lay the front of the mount board down onto your surface using the plastic wrapping to protect it. Next, we will be using some linen mounting tape. This tape is much stronger when it dries compared to other mounting tape. You will find that one side feels a bit like a plaster, and then the other side is gummed. That is the side that we will be wetting. I cut 4 strips which we will be using to create the hinge, which will sit on the artwork and on the mount board at the top, and then I cut one piece of tape which was going to be the length of the mount board. This will be holding the pre-cut mount board to the backing mount board. Before you wet it, make sure you know which is the gummed side and which is the side that stays dry. It's very easy once you've got it in your fingers to feel which one's the gum side. And then we will just go ahead using a paintbrush or using a damp sponge and just wetting the gummed side. I would always do the 4 little pieces first, because these are the pieces that we will need sooner, and then do the longer piece second. These pieces won't take long to dry, and what you're basically waiting for is them to curl up and become tacky. But you also don't want to leave it too long, because if they become too dry, then the stickiness will disappear and they won't be effective at all. So you're going to start by taking 2 of the sticky pieces of small tape and placing them on the back of your artwork with the gummed sticky bit facing towards you. Then position your mount over the artwork and make sure that you've got a nice even space on the top and on the bottom and then the sides of the artwork, so it frames it nice and centrally. Press down with a clean hand to get those pieces to start sticking to the mount board, but then you want to flip it over and use a tool to just really stick down that linen tape. Once you've pressed down hard on these 2 vertical pieces, add on 2 horizontal pieces to create a T shape. You're only creating a hinge. We are not sticking down the artwork to the mount board all the way around, because we want as little tape touching the artwork as possible. Next, we are going to stick the backing board to the pre-cut mount. So you want to flip over your artwork so it's facing down on that plastic wrapping to keep it nice and clean, and make sure that the backing board is also face down. Next, tape your acid-free linen tape and overlap it so it's sitting on both the pre-cut mount and the backing board, and then really stick it down. You will also want to leave this to dry before you try and close it. Don't close it like I'm doing now until you're absolutely happy it's dry. And there you have it. It's a really easy way of mounting up your commissions that also looks really professional. And this, once I've done the mounting, is when I put the signature on, because you don't want the signature to be too high or too low. So I would just leave the signature until you finish mounting it. And then I always put it back into its original wrapping, because I like to save as much packaging as possible. All the materials that I have used are listed below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching.